Hey everyone, it's Allie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going over 5 of my favorite floral fragrances in my collection. Floral fragrances are something that can be a little bit polarizing for a lot of people. You either love them or you hate them. Some people are really indifferent to them. I personally love floral fragrances, and today I have 5 in my collection that I think are definitely noteworthy and worth talking about. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely stay tuned. We're gonna get started with my first one, and that is Prada FM Intense. Now this one is the flanker to Prada FM. This is the intense version, and my goodness, you guys, this is such a beautiful floral fragrance. You've got notes of ylang ylang, frangipani, tuberose, jasmine chambec, orange blossom, patchouli, vanilla, vetiver, and iris. And what I love about this fragrance is that it's a very solar floral fragrance. It's got very solar qualities to it. It's very bright. It's very yellow smelling. Like when I smell this, I think of the color yellow. I think of bright sunny days. It's very floral, very heady. You definitely get a lot of tuberose in this, and you get that ylang ylang, which is adding this sort of yellow effect to the fragrance as well. It's really, really beautiful, heavy on that vanilla. The patchouli carries this fragrance forward and makes it last a really long time. This is an all-day fragrance for me. It's heavy on that vanilla. The vetiver adds a slight woody touch to it in the base, but it's not overtly woody at all, and it's not overtly masculine, which vetiver tends to be a more masculine smelling wood in my opinion. The iris in this adds this sort of slight powdery effect to it as it starts drying down. But when you first spray it on, it is a vanilla floral balm that is very warm, very sunny, very bright, very inviting. And honestly, this is such a compliment getter. My girls out there that love warm, summery floral fragrances, definitely check this one out. It is a very beautiful one, especially if you love tuberose. Very tuberose heavy, this one. And I personally really like it. And if it's not on your radar, definitely put it on your radar. Definitely noteworthy and definitely worth checking out. If you're a collector of floral fragrances, this is a really beautiful one from Prada, and I highly recommend it. The next one that I'm going to be talking about was one that I was super excited to get in my collection. I don't know why I slept on this one for so long. I had it on my radar for so long and then sort of just forgot about it for some weird reason. And then I got reminded about it from a friend on Instagram, and she was like, hey, you should definitely get this one and check it out. And I was like, hey, yeah, you're right. Like, that one was one I was already thinking of getting, but I had sort of forgotten about it as time went on. And that is Terence Goddess. You guys, this is a gorgeous gardenia fragrance. It's got gardenia, rose absolute, jasmine chambec, you've got ambergris sandalwood, and a soft skin accord. And you guys, this is so freaking potent. When I tell you this will last up until the next day, I am telling you this is gonna last up until the next day. This is a really beautiful. Off the cap, I get a lot of woods for some reason. I almost thought there was oud in this. Something about smelling it off the cap smells really oudy to me. Oud has a particular type of smell to it. And for some reason, the woods off of the cap smell extremely oudy, in my opinion. But when you spray it on, and it's funny because smelling it off the cap, you can kind of be like, or it might give you this vibe of like, oh wait, what's going on here? Like, this isn't gonna work for me. This is when you have to spray on. And trust me, you guys, this changes so much. Once you spray it on, oh my gosh, that gardenia comes through. That rose works so beautifully. That jasmine adds that sort of clean touch to it, while also having this indolic quality to it as well. That soft skin accord adds this sort of fluffiness to the fragrance. It's so fluffy, woody, floral, so girly and so beautiful. Honestly, I can see a lot of guys wearing this as well, even though I say it's girly. There's something so beautiful and just so feminine about this fragrance. It's so hard to pinpoint. I don't have any fragrances that smell like this in my collection. I absolutely love the new style bottles. You've got the unicorn there. The cap is magnetic. It has this sort of velvety touch to it as well. I really love this fragrance, you guys. If you guys haven't tried anything out from Terence, this is his first female fragrance that he's launched for women. And honestly, I think it's a 10 out of 10. I really love this one. It has a very feminine feel to it. There's something about this that is so mysterious and sexy. There's a slight darkness, but also being very feminine and bright at the same time. Like, it's such an interesting fragrance. Like I said, if you get it and you smell it off the cap, don't go based off of what you smell on the cap. Spray this on skin. As the day goes on, this gets better and better and better and better and just becomes this beautiful woody floral fragrance that is sweet and just fluffy and just so pretty, you guys. I cannot get over how much I love this fragrance. Definitely check it out. If it's not on your radar, put it on your radar and check this one out, you guys. Goddess by Terence Hughes. 10 out of 10. The next one that I'm going to talk about is one from Nasamato, and this is called Narcotic V. I think they might have changed it to Narcotic Venus, but I have the older bottle where it's just Narcotic V. If you are a fan of bubblegum pink tuberose fragrances, then you're definitely going to love this one, you guys. Tuberose, jasmine, lily, and spices. That's literally all you have, and this is such a playful pink. It really does smell like the juice, which is like this hot pink color. You spray it on and you get this burst of like green tuberose. It's really interesting. There's a greenness to this fragrance. It smells really natural. That greenness is there. You get that jasmine and the tuberose playing in so beautifully together. And with that lily, it's just like a flower bomb. This is a beautiful fragrance. I could see it working beautifully for a wedding. If you just want to wear something that's bright, bubbly, super fun, really flirty, then this is another really good one. It's 30 ml and I think it runs like around $120 something. Don't quote me on that. But it is so good. I love their bottles. Their bottles are absolutely beautiful. This large wooden cap in the simplistic approach. You also, when you order, you get a smaller cap that you can put on for like traveling, so you don't have to have this big boy up top that's literally the same size as the actual bottle. But I absolutely love this. The greenness is so beautiful. The floral components are so beautiful. The spices are very minimal. It's not overtly spicy at all. I think it just adds a sort of slight complexity to it, but this is very floral forward. And there's nothing too crazy about this fragrance. It's just a beautiful pink bubblegummy tuberose fragrance that will do amazing in spring and amazing in summer. Hot weather for sure. This will get lost in the cold. Definitely check this one out. If you wanted a floral that would work beautifully in the cold, Goddess by Terence Hughes would be killer in cold weather. Like, that is like a stunningly long-lasting fragrance. So if you wanted like a winter floral, definitely check that one out. It would be so beautiful. The next one that I'm going to talk about is one from Stranger's Perfumery, and this one is called Fleur de Lune. This one is a beautiful fragrance if you are a fan of lily. This is lily forward. It has a sort of soda pop vibe to it. It's really hard to explain. I think the reason I love this one so much is that it reminds me of my grandmother's house growing up. She had a lot of florals in her house a lot of the time, predominantly lilies. We grew them out front in front of her house. She had them in the house a lot. It's a smell that I'm really familiar with, and this is very lily forward. Now, there are tons of notes in this. There's white iris, magnolia, tuberose, ylang-ylang, vanilla. You've got peach blossom, orange blossom. You've got peony, cotton flower. You've got gardenia, peru balsams, white rose, and like the list goes on and on and on. But honestly, what I get from this is a very like soda-like lily fragrance. It's a very fleshy feeling as well. It's almost like I'm smelling it right at the petal and getting the waxy feel from it as well. But it also has this sort of soda pop vibe. There's something sort of fizzy about this fragrance that's really hard to describe. I'm not too sure where it's coming from, but it has a fluffiness to it as well. Just a slight powderiness. It's really interesting, and I think it's really beautiful. And if you're into lily, then this is definitely one to have. This reminds me of the full moon out. It reminds me of lilies. It's just so like, I don't know, there's something so beautiful, and this literally reminds me of the full moon. I have no way of explaining it other than like I love wearing this one at night. When the moon is full, putting this on, it just adds a sort of mysterious aura to you that's very floral. And I don't know why I associate lilies with the moon so much, but this is beautiful. And at night, under the full moon, I feel like, I know that's a weird thing to say, but this would work so, so beautifully. Check this one out if you guys haven't, and if you're a fan of lily, then this one is going to be a no-brainer. It's a beautiful, full-bodied lily fragrance that has a sort of a fizzy soda pop vibe, in my opinion. It's really odd, but honestly, I like the way it works, and I think it's a very unique take on a lily fragrance. Definitely check this one out. Fleur de Lune by Stranger's Perfumery. Now the last one that I'm going to talk about is one from Orlov, Paris, and this one is called Cross of Asia, and this is a really beautiful floral fragrance. It's very light, it's very airy, and something that I love about this is that it's in the same vein of fragrance as Rouge Malachite by, I think it's Rouge Malachite. It's the Armani Privé bottle, the red one that everyone is obsessed with that smells like tuberose. It's in the same vein as that. They're extremely similar, except this one is a lighter, more airy version, I feel like, of that fragrance. You've got geranium, ylang ylang, jasmine, tuberose, musk, and amber. And in my opinion, the Armani Privé one, the red one, it's a very ambery tuberose fragrance. It's very beautiful, it's very ambery, it's very inviting, very solar, very tuberose heavy. This has that same vibe, except it's a airy version of that fragrance, if that makes sense. When you spray this, you're immediately hit with the smell of geranium, and it's in your face, it's potent, it's sort of got it's got like a slight greenness to it, and it's literally in your face, just bam, geranium. And in initial spray, it smells nothing like the red Armani Privé bottle. I think it's Rouge Malachite. It smells nothing like an initial spray. But as it settles down on the skin, that geranium starts to fade out, and you start getting a lot of tuberose and that amber coming through with that ylang ylang warming up the fragrance. But this is airy. It's got like a touch of air to it. It's very light. It's very beautiful. It still maintains that slight greenness thanks to the geranium being in the background. But it's very tuberose forward. My lovers of tuberose, you'll probably really love this. If you love that red Armani Privé fragrance, that bottle, you're definitely going to enjoy this. It almost smells like it could be a flanker to that fragrance, but a more airy, light flanker. It's really, really beautiful, you guys. I really like it. It adds a sort of muskiness in the base as well. The tuberose is the star player with that jasmine, ylang ylang, and that amber. Really, really beautiful, really, really airy. Definitely one worth checking out, especially if you're a fan of that fragrance, but you don't want to dish out that extremely high price tag. This one is a little pricey, but it's a fraction of the price compared to that fragrance. So if that's something that you wanted or you were interested in, definitely check this one out. I think it's a beautiful alternative. Definitely really beautiful. I love the quality of it. It's very high quality, lasts a long time on the skin, even though it's so airy and light. And yeah, you guys, those are the 5 fragrances in my collection that I've been super into as far as my floral fragrances. I have tons of other floral fragrances, but these are just 5 that I wanted to highlight and put out there as ones that I think are really worth checking out, and ones that I feel like don't get as much love and attention as they should. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely like and subscribe. I will link everything down below. Until next time, you guys, I will catch you guys later. Bye.